He did not plan to meet her that day. Life had already taken more than it gave, and he had learned not to expect surprises. He walked slowly through the old part of town, the place where buildings felt tired and memories felt awake. The road was quiet. The sky was soft with evening light. It was one of those moments when the world felt paused, like it was holding its breath. He stopped near the park without knowing why. The park was smaller than it used to be. Or maybe he had just grown bigger. The paint on the swings was peeling. The slide looked rusty. But the air still carried something familiar, something gentle. Children's laughter floated from far away, mixing with the sound of wind in the trees. He stood there, hands in his pockets, heart strangely heavy. Then he saw her. She was standing near the old bench, the one with cracked wood and iron arms. For a second, he thought his mind was playing tricks on him. Years had passed. Life had changed them both. Still something about the way she stood. The way her shoulders curved slightly forward felt too familiar to ignore. She turned, their eyes met. Time did not rush forward, slowed down, stretched thin, and wrapped itself around that moment. The noise of the world faded. The park, the trees, the road, everything fell quiet. She smiled gently. It was not a big smile. It did not try to impress. It was soft, careful, almost shy, but it carried years inside it. Years of waiting, hoping, letting go, and remembering. "You promised you'd marry me when we were young," she said. Her voice was calm, but it trembled just enough to tell the truth. He felt the words before he understood them. A promise. His chest tightened. His mind rushed backward, pulling him into memories he had buried deep. Dusty afternoons, bare feet on warm ground. Shared snacks, shared dreams. Two children sitting under a tree, talking about the future like it was a simple thing. Back then, promises were light. They floated easily from the mouth. They felt unbreakable because the world had not yet taught them how fragile life could be. He swallowed, I asked. He said slowly, trying to sound steady as that promise. "Still valid?" The moment the words left him, he wished he could pull them back. Her smile stayed, but something in her eyes changed. It was not anger, not blame. It was something quieter, something deeper, like a door closing gently, not to shut him out, but to protect what was inside. She did not answer right away. Instead, she looked down at her hands. Her fingers moved nervously, like they were searching for courage, and she reached into her bag. He watched closely. She pulled out something small and old, something folded again and again, till the edges looked tired. "I didn't come here to trap you with the past," she said softly. "Just before I answer you, there's something you need to see." His heart beat faster. She placed the folded thing in his hand. The paper felt thin, fragile. It trembled slightly between his fingers. He knew what it was, even before opening it. His breath caught in his throat. It was a note, not just any note. It was his. The memory hit him all at once. He remembered writing it on the floor of his room, using a pen that barely worked. His handwriting had been uneven, full of mistakes. He had folded the paper carefully, like it was something important, something sacred. He unfolded it now. The words stared back at him, simple and honest. "When we grow up, I will marry you. Promise." The world tilted. He felt ashamed. Not because of the promise, but because of how easily he had forgotten it. She watched his face closely, reading every feeling that crossed it. "I kept it," she said, "not because I expected you to come back, but because it reminded me that once someone loved me without fear." He wanted to speak. He wanted to explain. But the words stayed trapped inside him. Life had pulled them apart slowly, quietly. There had been no big fight. No dramatic goodbye. Just time. He had left town to chase a better future. Or at least that was what he told himself. He wanted success. Stability. A life that made sense. Along the way, he learned how to survive, but forgot how to feel. She stayed. She built her life piece by piece. Learning how to stand alone, learning how to let go without becoming bitter, learning how to smile even when the past knocked on her heart. "I used to think promises were forever," she said. "But then I learned something. He looked at her, afraid of what she might say next. She took a deep breath. Forever isn't about time, she continued. It's about meaning. The park felt colder suddenly. I didn't wait for you, she said gently, as if she didn't want to hurt him. Life doesn't stop just because someone leaves. I had to grow. I had to learn who I was without you. He nodded slowly. He respected her more in that moment than he ever had before. But, she added, your promise shaped me. It taught me what real care looks like, what honesty feels like. Her eyes softened. That's why I needed to see you today. He felt something break inside him. He had spent years running from the boy he used to be. The boy who believed in love without rules. The boy who made promises because he meant them, not because he understood their weight. I don't need you to keep the promise now, she said. I just wanted to know. Do you still remember? Who you were when you made it. The question sat between them like a fragile glass. He opened his mouth. Nothing came out, because the truth was painful. He remembered the promise. But he had forgotten the feeling behind it. She looked at him for a long moment, then smiled again. This time, the smile was peaceful. Some promises aren't meant to be fulfilled, she said. They're meant to remind us how deeply we once felt. She took a step back. He felt panic rise in his chest. Wait, he said. His voice cracking. She paused. He didn't know what he wanted to say. An apology, a confession, a wish to go back in time. Instead, the only honest words came out. I'm scared, he admitted. I don't know if I'm still that person. She nodded slowly. Neither did I, she said. But growth doesn't erase who we were. It just shows us who we chose to become. She turned away. Each step she took felt heavier than the last. He stood frozen, holding the note, feeling the weight of years press against his chest as she reached the edge of the park. She stopped one last time. Without turning around, she said quietly, I came here to let go. But now, I'm not sure if I should. His heart dropped, because in that moment, he realized something terrifying. This was not just about an old promise. This was about a choice. And whatever he said next could either heal a wound that never closed or open it forever. She stood at the edge of the park, her back to him, as if the space between them had suddenly grown heavy with years. The wind moved through the trees, slow and careful. Like it did not want to interrupt what was happening, he still held the note in his hand. The paper felt warmer now, as if it carried the heat of everything he never said. I don't want to leave like this, he said finally. His voice sounded different to his own ears, softer, older, more honest. She did not turn around yet. I didn't come here to reopen old wounds, she replied. I came to close one. He took a step toward her. I didn't forget you, he said. I forgot myself. It made her turn. Her eyes met his again, and this time there was no hiding what lived there. There was pain, yes, but also strength. And something else? Acceptance. He spoke slowly, afraid that if he rushed, the truth would break. I spent years chasing things I thought mattered, he said. Money, stability, approval. I told myself love could wait. Promises made by a child did not belong to a grown man. He looked down at the note. But this stayed, he said. Even when I tried to bury it, she listened without interrupting. Her face was calm, but her hands were clenched. You were my safe place once, she said quietly. Not because you promised me marriage, but because you believed in me when we were small. You made me feel seen. Her voice shook just a little. When you left, I learned how to survive alone, she continued. I learned how to smile without expecting anything back. I learned how to love without waiting. He felt the weight of her words press into him. I was angry for a long time, she admitted, not at you. At myself, for holding on. He shook his head. That wasn't weakness. She gave a small smile. It felt like it at first. They stood there, two adults, holding the remains of a childhood bond, unsure what to do with it. I came here today because I needed to know something, she said. I needed to know if the promise was real or if it was just something I imagined because I needed it to be. He stepped closer, careful not to cross a line. It was real, he said. I just didn't know how to carry it." Her eyes filled, but no tears fell. "That's all I needed to hear," she said. He felt a sharp ache in his chest. "Is that it?" he asked. "After everything, we just walk away." She took a deep breath. "Walking away isn't always leaving," she said. "Sometimes it's choosing peace." He looked at her, really looked at her. She was not the girl from his memories anymore. She was stronger now, whole in a way that did not depend on him, and somehow that made him love her more. "I don't know what I can offer you now," he said honestly. "I don't want to make promises I don't understand." She nodded. "That's growth," she said, "and that matters." She reached out, gently took the note from his hand, and folded it once more. "I don't need to keep this anymore," she said. "It did its job." She handed it back to him. "This belongs to you now," she added. "Not as a promise, as a reminder." He held it like something fragile. They sat on the old bench together, not touching, but close enough to feel the warmth of shared space. The sky began to darken, turning soft shades of blue and gray. "I used to think love was about holding on," she said after a while. "Now I think it's about letting someone be who they are, even if that means they're not yours." He nodded slowly. "And I learned that running doesn't protect you from pain," he said. "It just delays it." They shared a quiet laugh. Not a happy one, not a sad one. It's just real. When she stood up, he stood too. "This is where I stop," she said. He felt fear rise again, but this time it was different. It was not fear of loss. It was fear of disrespecting her strength. "Can I ask you something?" he said. She nodded. "Are you happy?" he asked. She thought for a moment. "I am at peace," she said. "And that's more than I ever had before." He smiled, even though it hurt. "That makes me glad," he said. She smiled back, then turned and walked away, not looking back this time. He watched until she disappeared into the quiet street. Only then did he sit down on the bench. Alone, he unfolded the note once more. The words were simple, childish, pure. He realized then that the promise had never been about marriage. It had been about intention. About loving without fear, about choosing honesty, even when it was hard. He folded the note carefully and placed it in his pocket as he stood to leave. The park felt different, not empty, not full, just complete. Some promises are not meant to be kept forever. Some are meant to teach us who we were and who we still have the courage to become. The end.